as her grandfather was ill, fatally ill. He could not go to hospital, though, as they cost a lot. Anne loved her granddad, or, as she called him, Granddude. Anne had named him that when she had been 2, because Anne had not been able to pronounce the word granddad. She saw her Granddude a lot as he lived next door, and would often crawl through a gap in the hedge to see Granddude. She was looking so and doing it around the time of lunch. Anne shook leaves out of her dark hair, pulled herself through the hedge, and ran towards Granddude's house. The house was empty. "Granddude!" called Anne. But there was no answer, and the words just bounced around the walls, creating a rather spooky echo. Maybe he had gone to the attic. Anne was correct, and she found Granddude sitting in an old rocking chair. "Hello," said Granddude when he saw Anne. He paused a bit before saying, "Do you want to go on an adventure?" "What?" asked Anne, who had been concentrating on the fact of how Granddude was walking and talking as though he had never been ill. But Granddude was already hauling out a little rowing boat from a corner of the dusty attic. "Come," he said, "please." Anne felt she had no choice and climbed into the little rowing boat after Granddude. Suddenly, water filled into the attic until all Anne could see was water and water and water. When Anne woke up, the first thing she saw was the sea. Then Anne sat up and realized she was in the little rowing boat, floating in the wide, dark ocean with Granddude. "Where am I?" she asked. "I'm not exactly sure," confessed Granddude, "but I do know that we are on our way to paradise." "What?" Anne asked for the second time that day. But Granddude just looked at her and smiled sadly before rowing gently. While Anne looked around the little rowing boat, it was incredibly small, and Anne was fairly surprised that she and Granddude had even managed to fit in it. The little rowing boat was completely empty, except for some food and drink. "Look," Anne pointed a finger towards the horizon, because Anne noticed it wasn't empty anymore. There was a small desert island, the kind of island with palm trees and sandy beaches galore. "Clever girl," said Granddude. "That's our stop."